Good afternoon, everyone. You're Lancey Peterson. Today it is Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. It is now 5:49 in the afternoon. And I think I jumped the gun on saying that Uber and Lyft were going to leave the state of California. And a couple of reasons why. Because there are a lot of things I just simply didn't know. For one, I received an interesting text message. Where was it? I received a text message a couple of days ago. And it was very ominous looking. It looked like it was a very simple text message. I can't see it because this phone is about dead. But all it said was Uber is not leaving California. That's all it said. But there was something about that particular message and how it came into the phone, and it just wasn't a regular message. There was more to it than just that. And so I'm like, okay, they're not leaving California, which means they have a plan. So the plan has actually been the law now since January 1st, 2018. There was a bill that was published to the California Legislative Information Bill text, and the date was October 13th, 2017. It's Senate Bill number 182, and what they're doing is they're adding a chapter to the Business and Professions Code relating to business. And so Senate Bill 182, dated October 13th, 2017. It is the Transportation Network Company Participating Drivers Single Business License. I think I read about it before, but with all the stuff that's going on and all the errors and omissions that happens as a rideshare driver when it comes to dealing with permits and taxes and fees and regulations and all kinds of red, white, blue, yellow, pink tape, you kind of forget something like this. And so it's very simple. I mean, it's amazing. These bills, sometimes they're really fast reads. It says here, the Passenger Charter Party Carriers Act authorizes. Let's start over. The Passenger Charter Party Carriers Act authorizes the Public Utilities Commission to regulate charter party carriers in California, including transportation network companies that provide prearranged transportation services for compensation using an online-enabled application or platform to connect passengers with riders. Okay? Existing law authorizes the legislative body of an incorporated city and a county board of supervisors to license businesses carried on within their respective jurisdictions and to set licensing fees for those businesses. This bill would prohibit any local jurisdiction, as defined, that requires a driver, as defined, to obtain a business license, as defined, to operate as a driver for a transportation network company, from requiring that driver to obtain more than a single business license, as specified, regardless of the number of local jurisdictions in which the driver operates. Okay. It goes on to say, the bill would require the driver to obtain a business license in the local jurisdiction in which the driver is domiciled, except as specified. The bill would require each transportation network company to notify its drivers of the obligations set forth in these provisions. The bill would require that personally identifiable information, as defined, submitted to a local jurisdiction for purposes of complying with or enforcing these licensing provisions not be disclosed on a publicly accessible internet website. The reason why California drivers receive messages in app from Uber regarding the business license is because of this Senate bill. They're finally, after all this time, telling us that we need to go to the local business jurisdiction of the area in which we live, and you need to go there and get this state mandated single user license. And the reason why this is happening is because it seems Uber and Lyft will find a way to comply with this ABC test. And part number 3 is each driver needs to have their own individual business license, or they need to be incorporated, they need to have a LLC, they need to establish a legally recognized entity that is separate from Uber and Lyft and all these other companies. So it then goes farther at the very bottom of this bill, and it says something very interesting on the very last paragraph. It says here, the legislature finds and declares that allowing the free operation of drivers for transportation network companies across local jurisdictions is a matter of statewide concern and is not a municipal affair, as that term is defined in subdivision A of section 5 of Article 11 of the California Constitution. It makes you think about what's going on now regarding the way to classify workers as employees, as independent contractors. This is a statewide concern, and this is something that has to be taken care of. But it looks like the first provision, apparently what the legal experts at the rideshare companies have been told is this: make sure that the drivers have their paperwork in order, make sure they're compliant with the law. The email that they sent out is just a friendly little reminder that as a rideshare driver in the state of California, you are required to have a business license. All right, so there we go. I will catch you on the next video. Take care.